Donald Trump had a very serious episode yesterday in Duluth, Georgia, at a Turning Point USA event. Tulsi was there, who now is a Republican. I'm so shocked. I'm stunned that Tulsi is now a Republican. Tucker was at the Turning Point USA rally. Trump receiving a WrestleMania-style entrance with pyrotechnics. This is, listen, you got to hand it to them. This is something they know how to do.
45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump!
Dear God.
And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me, and I'm glad we stand up next to you and defend.
So anyway, as usual, the fact that this guy has been able to bamboozle so many people into thinking that this ultra-rich guy born with a silver spoon in his mouth, who spent his entire life trying to be kept isolated from the very people he now courts as voters, that he is the one with their best interests in mind. It is a coup of ideology that Trump has even been able to convince them of that. Now, of course, Trump, throughout this speech, notably disoriented and confused. And Trump's sensitivity to this, Trump knowing, hey, they've figured out something's wrong cognitively, now leads to Trump defending his cognitive state at every single one of these events. As you know, what Trump talks about reflects his insecurity. What Trump talks about reflects his vulnerability. And every single speech now, he talks about how he's fine cognitively. They're wrong to say it about me.
So I take the phone and put it down. The sad part is I never picked it up. I forgot. They'll say, he's cognitively imbalanced. He didn't pick up. These people, are they the worst?
But of course, Trump's completely fine, and he knows it, and that's why he says at every single damn speech now, my brain is fine, no problem there whatsoever. As many of you know, we have seen stock market high after high after high. The stock market has never been as high as it has been under President Joe Biden. And Donald Trump is again predicting that if Kamala Harris becomes president, 1929 style depression. Now, of course, he predicted this in 2020, didn't come true. Something to think about.
Your property, it will crash the stock market and decimate your 401ks, but we'll have a 1929 type depression. This woman is crazy.
Now, of course, it would be great to see serious journalists say to Trump, sir, you predicted a 1929 style depression in 2020, and yet we got 50 or 60 new all-time highs. You're now predicting it again. Why was your prediction failed in 2020? And we know what his answer would be. His answer would be, well, once it became clear that I was running, the markets optimistic about my future presidency did well. It has nothing to do with Joe. It's because of the expectation that I would become president. And of course, only deluded people would ever believe that. Now, in general, Donald Trump sounded sleepy and tired. Reports from the campaign are that he's absolutely exhausted, and this is why he's canceling so many interviews.
Oh, by the way, should we drop my favorite chart in the entire world? I love it. Drop that chart, please. Drop it.
Yeah.
Let's see, we're going to...
So Trump, very low energy at this one, but that didn't stop him from hurling baseless accusations at everybody, including taking an audience voice poll of whether he should sue CBS and 60 Minutes. Why? It's never clear. He doesn't like them, I guess. And of course, this is part of that dangerous authoritarian tendency that Trump has to threaten anybody who hasn't pledged undying loyalty to him. And this includes any media outlet that has the audacity to question the things Trump says.
But the best is 60 Minutes. They changed her answer. Should I sue them? Should I sue? Should we sue 60 Minutes and CBS? No, think of it. They asked her a question on 60 Minutes, which is news. You know, these companies have to get licensed. And in the licensing, it says they have to be honest. They gave her a question. She gave an answer that was from a loony bin. They said, we can't have that. They took the answer out in its entirety, threw it away, and they put another answer in. And I think it's the biggest scandal in broadcasting history. That's what I think. It's election interference fraud.
So listen, Trump wants to pull CBS off the air because of what he says was unfair editing of Kamala Harris's 60 Minutes interview. He wants to pull ABC off the air because they fact-checked him twice during a debate. He wants to pull MSNBC off of the air because I guess they don't support him. All things that in Trump world mean you lose your broadcast license. This is very, very dangerous, but it's nothing compared to what Donald Trump said about 1798.
We had to go back to 1798. That's when we had laws that were effective. 1798 we had to go back to. And if they come back into our country, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. Automatic if they come back into our country. And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer.
So there's a reason Trump is talking about 1798. In 1798, he's referring to a variety of laws that violated civil liberties. He's talking about the Alien Friends Act, the Alien Enemies Act, the Sedition Acts. But it's not just that. Slavery was legal in 1798. Women were not allowed to vote. In fact, there weren't even protections for women if their husbands decided to beat the hell out of them. Many states in 1798 would only let white men vote if they owned land. 1798. What a time to be in the United States, right? That's what Trump is talking about. Now, Trump also sprinkling in with the authoritarian nonsense, really just stupid comments, including his continued obsession about Kamala Harris working at McDonald's.
Expense. And very importantly, and you saw that the other day, she lied about working at McDonald's. She'd never worked there.
Of course, there's no evidence she lied.
She's a liar. And she wants to turn our country woke. Take her expense.
So Trump continually obsessed about the McDonald's thing, and also now, because he is under pressure because of his very obvious cognitive decline, continuing to say that Kamala Harris's IQ is just very low.
Under Kamala and her economy, millions of Americans, she has no idea about an economy. She's not a smart person. She's a low IQ individual. She is.
It's actually incredible that a low IQ individual was able to be San Francisco's district attorney, attorney general of a state, California, which has a population larger than most countries, a U.S. senator, and vice president. And what it might be is that low IQ is code for she's not white and she's not a man. That's what I'm starting to think Trump really means by that. And then Trump, the meteorologist, reminding us that Hurricane Helene was a water hurricane. Some of you may not have known this, but Trump says it was a water hurricane.
It was a water hurricane, more water than we've ever experienced from one storm. And it created rivers out of valleys.
It was extremely wet from the standpoint of water. Now, Trump's performance at this rally was bad enough, but there was a lot of bad to go around, and I want to talk about that a little bit next. If you're still using a free email service, your emails are often being scanned and tracked even after you delete them. Companies use the data to know everything about you and show you ads, even your most personal communications. That's why I recommend you check out StartMail. Unlike free email services, our sponsor StartMail never scans or tracks your emails. It also blocks tracking pixels, which companies and hackers use to capture your IP address. And when you delete an email in StartMail, it is gone forever, keeping your information private. StartMail allows you to create unlimited email aliases, protecting your identity and reducing spam. This lets you use different email addresses for different purposes, like newsletters or shopping. Plus, Start Mail lets you encrypt every email, even if the recipient doesn't use encryption. Switching is easy. You can migrate all your existing emails and contacts with just a few clicks. Start Mail also offers a business plan with unlimited domains, advanced phishing protection, and shared aliases for seamless team collaboration. Go to startmail.com/Pacman to get 50% off your first year. That's about $2 a month for a personal plan, or about $3 a month for a business plan. Plus, get 25% off additional accounts for team members. The link is in the description.